A year in, what's on Pope Leo XIV to-do list, and what has he done so far? Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Vatican City app. Unlike Pope Francis, who shook things up early on with a flurry of reforms, appointments, and new structures, Pope Leo XIV has sought to find his footing and take a longer view of his pontificate. Leo has made some significant decisions so far and has several challenges looming. 5 key appointments. Several upcoming appointments in the U.S. and at the Vatican will give Leo an opportunity to shake the Church's hierarchy and central governance more to his liking and priorities. Chicago Cardinal Blase Cupich turned 77 in March, 2 years over the normal retirement age for bishops, meaning Leo could soon name an archbishop for his hometown. In December, Los Angeles Archbishop Jose Gomez turns 75, giving Leo a chance to name a new leader for the largest U.S. archdiocese. He already has named Archbishop Ronald Hicks to replace retiring Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York, but that appointment didn't ideologically go dramatically one way or the other, in keeping with Leo's overall kind of approach to a lot of these decisions, said Michael Molland, professor of law and religion at Leo's alma mater, Villanova University. At the Vatican, British Cardinal Arthur Roch turned 76 and heads the Liturgy Office, which was responsible for enforcing France's controversial crackdown on the Old Latin Mass. Roch's eventual successor will be scrutinized to see how Leo might address the divisive issue. Another Vatican heavyweight is American Cardinal Kevin Farrell, who at 78 is well beyond retirement age but still heads its Family and Laity Office. He also serves as the Camerlengo, who oversaw the conclave that elected Leo, and the most sensitive Holy See committees that are responsible for financial investments and the city-state's highest court of appeal. Read more. Canadian Cardinal Michael Czerny's 80th birthday in July will not only make him the oldest Vatican prefect, he heads the Vatican's Office for Migrants, the Environment and Development, but also will exclude him from voting in the next conclave. That will reduce the number of voting-age cardinals to 117, below the threshold of 120. That is the usual cap for the number of cardinals under 80 who can vote. That suggests Leo could in the next year announce his first class of new cardinals to choose his successor. 4 ways Leo has changed France's policies. At the start of his pontificate, Francis called for young people to shake things up in their dioceses and make a mess. Leo already has sought to clean up some of these messes. In April, the Vatican cancelled a Francis initiative, the World Day of Children, which had raised questions about what it aimed to accomplish and why. The cancellation followed Leo's formal suppression of the ad hoc pontifical commission that Francis had created for the event in 2024. In December, Leo dissolved a Holy See fundraising commission that was created under questionable circumstances in 2025 while Francis was hospitalized in his final weeks of life. The commission included only Italians with no professional fundraising experience. Its president was the assessor of the Secretariat of State, the same Vatican office that Francis had previously stripped of its ability to manage assets after it lost tens of millions of euros in a scandalous London property deal. Leo then announced a new committee to develop fundraising proposals and structures. The Holy Father was clearly paying attention, said Ward Fitzgerald, president of the Papal Foundation, a group of wealthy U.S. donors who fund papal charity projects in the developing world. He realized that it was not going to be highly functional. Leo also abrogated a 2022 law issued by Francis that concentrated financial power in the Vatican Bank. Leo issued his own law allowing the Holy See's Investment Committee to use banks outside the Vatican if it made better financial sense. Leo also met with activist survivors of clergy sexual abuse, who said he promised to engage in dialogue as they pressed the Vatican to adopt a worldwide policy of zero tolerance for abuse. Francis had met regularly with individual abuse survivors, but kept advocacy and activist groups at arm's length. 3 key audiences with Leo. Leo's private audiences have provided clues into areas of interest and concern, suggesting He's open to hearing a variety of views even if he betrays little of his own opinions. That was the case when he met March 16 with Gareth Gore, author of Opus, The Cult of Dark Money, Human Trafficking and Right-Wing Conspiracy Inside the Catholic Church, about alleged abuses in the powerful Opus Dei movement. On Feb. 6, Leo met privately with a delegation from Courage International, a church-run organization that says it helps people with same-sex attraction live chastely. Critics have accused Courage of being anti-gay and promoting conversion therapy, something it denies. Leo met March 5 with Stephen Bullivant and Stephen Cranny, authors of Trads, Latin Mass Catholics in the United States. They had conducted a survey about Catholics who attend the traditional Latin Mass. Leo is well aware of the controversy surrounding France's crackdown on the Latin Mass and has expressed an eagerness to speak with traditionalists to understand their views as he weighs how to heal the divisions over the old liturgy. Two looming problems. The Latin Mass dispute could come to a head July 1, when 4 new traditionalist Catholic bishops are consecrated in a ceremony without Leo's consent. The bishops belong to the breakaway traditionalist group, the Society of St. Pius X, and their consecration will pose the biggest challenge to Leo's authority to date. If performed, it would amount to a schismatic act, all but ensuring their automatic excommunication. The SSBX is a fringe group within the overall traditionalist Catholic family, but traditionalist Catholics in full communion with the Holy See are watching what Leo will do. On the opposite side of the spectrum, the Vatican faces the prospect of a major break with the German Catholic Church over its long-term reform process known as the Synodal Path, that has led to the proposed creation of a permanent mixed body of German bishops and lay Catholics who would jointly make decisions in a major break with Catholic ecclesiology that puts governing power in the hands of bishops alone. The Vatican has already made clear it opposes